So my son-in-law said to me, we're going camping this coming weekend, and we'd love to run this fridge off something. And what have you got that we can run it off? So I thought to myself, well, been planning to build a workshop battery anyway, or a mobile battery that we can take around. So I need to do some things around the place with strimmers, electric strimmers and hedge trimmers and things like that. And I thought, well, why not take our 200 amp Lishen cells and build a mobile battery. So this is what we're doing. So folks, I'm Roger from Offgrid Vanlife, and welcome to our channel, and let's take you through what we're going to do with this mobile battery. So we have these 4 Lishen 200 amp hour cells that we bought some time ago, and we bought them partly because we thought they'd be useful, but partly just for the channel and to do some tests to show people what they are like and whether they're worth buying. And they all meet their capacity. We know that Lishen is really good quality, and so we're expecting that these will do quite well. So these are, as I said, 202 amp hour, and we're going to build them into, if I can bring the mobile case. We've got these replacement battery case sizes that we're going to build this into. We're going to try and keep all the cells on one side and put a cigarette lighter and a USB on the other side. And so let's take you through that now. Just to talk about the cells a little bit and the battery build, you can see that we've cut these bits of padding that sit between the cells. We don't normally do this for our batteries that go into motorhomes and boats and things like that, simply because they're quite static. A motorhome doesn't actually vibrate that much where the battery is. So because this is mobile, we decided we'd put this padding in between them, and we're also going to make some flexible bus bars out of, in this case, it's 25mm cable. So we've got the cable and the lugs, everything ready to go. And so let's start binding this. We're going to compress this with these clamps that we've made, and then we're going to bind with fiber tape. So I've got a few reels of fiber tape just to keep it all together. And that should help the cells to maintain integrity and not to swell too much. Not that these would anyway, they're very, very good quality. Right, so let's get on to clamp these and compress them a bit, and then we'll bind them. Beautiful. Right, should we make some flexible bus bars? Going to prepare the lugs for the balance leads now. So the balance leads come with this little bit of bared wire, so we need to increase that. Right, I think these will reach, but we'll see. One of the tricks that I have learnt is that once you've taped the BMS to there with the leads coming out, you never know which the cables are. So what I do is that I mark the first 3. So I mark them underneath. First one, I just put 1 black stripe. Second one, 2 black stripes. Obviously, the third one. I go for 3. And the fourth one I leave alone. So I have already drilled this out to 8mm because this is what we will bolt to the underside of the case lid. This one is left at 6 millimeters to go onto that stud there. So we're going to try without an extension. If it looks like it's a bit tight, I have a balance lead extension that I can use there, but I don't think we need it. So let's get these into here. The red goes closest to the temperature probe, and just to keep all of these neat, I'll pull them up. So for these, I am simply going to bind all the cables together. There we are. That's the cables. Now bring the BMS against here and take a whole heap of tape. Get it in the center. Let's do the bottom first. I'll put it over this tape here. In the center, pull it tight. Oh dear, I've gone over this cable. That's the first one. There we are. That's bound there nicely. Take the temperature probe, and I want it to pretty much sitting on top of the cells. That'll work. Let's install the balance leads now. Now on the 150 amp BMS, these will stick out too much. We've got about 1 millimeter to 2 millimeters clearance between the top of the ply ends and the bottom of the lid. So this will be too much. So I'm just simply going to hold this and bend the terminals down. Make sure you don't hit positive when you're going down. Right, so we've bent over the first of the cable from the BMS. We're going to put that onto the main negative terminal, that being this one here. So just turn it, make sure it's nice and flat. Need to attach the black balance lead to this, so that goes there. And we'll put a washer on here. It just makes it easier to turn this on properly. So we've got this on there. I'm not going to tighten it with this. This is at its lightest, so it's just taking up the slack. And then in fact, I'm going to move the balance lead outside like that. Yeah, that's how I want it. That's perfect. Second balance lead is the one that we marked with a single stripe. That goes onto here. Then we use a washer on this side with a nut. Right, our next step, we need to make up a cable that will run from this terminal up to the bottom of the lid. Is going to be here, done like this. So we need a red cable running from here to this main terminal of the battery lid. So let's make that. And that's roughly this long. Make it a bit longer. There we are. That's this ready. Right, we're ready to put the main positive lead on. So I put it on at a bit of an angle, so that means it can move about a little bit. It's probably going to be sitting like this when it's finally complete. So I run it at a slight angle like this. This last balance lead we're going to put straight over on the side because it's just long enough to fit on. Our last washer. Just checking the torque of this. I want to torque it to 8 Newton meters. It's on 8. This is a giant bicycle torque wrench. Pretty good. Now I've got to hold this, otherwise it'll spin around a bit. That's 1 down, 2. There we are. So the battery is actually, well, the BMS is ready to switch on now. So we click this little tiny micro switch on the Bluetooth, and there it has appeared, and it is C8. So we get onto there. Right, it's not fully charged, so it's just assuming 0 state of charge. That's fine. They're all at about 3.3. Just to run through the settings that you should always change on a daily BMS, if that is what you're using. These BMSs are excellent, but the default values have something to be desired. So on the protection parameters tab, the cell volt high protect starts off at 3.75 volts. You need to change that to 3.65, and that'll help your cells to last a lot longer. Your cell volt low protect is set at 2.2 by default. Change that to 2.5. And then you swing right across to temperature protection, and your charge low temperature protect will be set at -40, which is crazy for LiFePO4. So set that to 5 degrees centigrade. So it'll stop charging when it goes below 5 degrees centigrade. All of the other settings are quite fine. You can change them if you want, but the defaults are quite fine. So that battery, if we come back, yeah, our total voltage at this stage is 13.2. Average cell is 3.300, so 3.301, etc. So that's fine. They're looking good. Right, so the battery is essentially turned on. I'm just going to tidy these balance leads a little bit with a cable tie. Single cable tie over here. You don't have to do this, I just prefer to do it. Right, we are going to prepare the lid now. So this is the Bluetooth dongle with a micro switch that has turned it on. The only other time you'd want to use the switch is if the BMS goes to sleep and you want to see what's in your battery. Then you could wake it up, and you're not turning the BMS back on, you're just waking up the Bluetooth, which goes off to save power. So we are going to drill a hole right here for the dongle cable to go through. We're going to drill quite a big hole that a grommet will go into, and we are going to drill a hole directly in the center of this. It's drilled a fairly rough hole. Take this big bit and just clean it off by hand a little bit. That edge is fine. This one now needs a bit of attention. That's fine as well. put that into there and then slide it in. Then I can pick that up. So we need to prepare this lid for the cigarette. Well, these are the USBs that are 3 amps each, and a cigarette lighter slot. Yeah, that in the center. So. To get the grommet all the way in. Swiss Army knife works really nicely because these aren't very sharp. Now bring it fairly close like this, and then it. Okay, now let's get these on. So this goes onto here. Oh, you need this as well.
Yeah.
So put your big cable on. I would do it the other way. Do it the other way around. Yeah.
Like that?
Yeah, like that, yeah.
You're holding that?
Yeah.
Positive.
Let me do it so that I know that I'm...
Where's that going to go?
Yeah, it's got to go. The red must go out slight angle. That's looking pretty good. Should we try the fridge?
Yep.
So, according to this, we are drawing 4.5 amps out of here,
Cool.
which is about what we expect. This will run this thing for days and days.
Yeah. 200 amp hours, 5 amps.
Yeah, do the maths. We're gonna
Yeah.
have a long weekend with this.
Exactly.
Yeah, but so in this we've got the 12 volt takeoff, which is what my son-in-law wanted for this fridge, and we can use it for other things as well. And then we've got the 2 USB takeoffs, so they can charge their mobile phones, cell phones, tablets, things like that, directly off this. It's nice that this we chose this particular unit because it tells us what the voltage is. It tells us the voltage, and you can actually turn that display off if you want to. So yeah, that's cool. 12.8, and still displays it underneath this cover. So as long as you don't hit the off switch, it keeps on telling you what the voltage is, and I'm guessing that this is a very low draw. Wouldn't even register on here. That's great. Now we just need to charge it up for them, because I think we left it at about 25-30% state of charge. So folks, just to recap what we have are 4 200 amp hour cells, so Lishen cells that are fitted into this box really nicely. We've made flexible bus bars, as you saw, and we put some padding in at the end so that they can't move about, so they're very snug in here. They're not going to move. Obviously you don't want to drop this battery anywhere, but it's not that heavy. It's actually pretty light to pick up. A lot more weight on this side where the cells are. We've got the Bluetooth dongle stuck on the outside here, so that they can, if they want to wake it up, if they're using the app to see how many amp hours according to the BMS are left over. On this side here we've got 2 USB 3s, so they can do fast charging and that sort of thing. And then we've got a cigarette lighter takeoff, which is where they'll plug the fridge in. And you can, so that you don't get light pollution in your tent while you're camping, you can close this and you can't see anything, and if you want to, you can turn the display off, and the USBs don't show anything. So that's great. It's we should weigh it to see how much the whole thing is. Do you want to grab that? I can't remember what this scale is capable of. 19 kilograms. So less than a heavy suitcase. It should be easy to carry around, easy to lug around, and these handles make it quite easy.
Nice and light. So yeah, that's it for this video. Thanks everyone for watching. As always, with any of our new battery related videos, we give a discount code for our website in case there's anything on there that you want. So in case you don't know, we bring in battery cells. We also build out batteries for people. And so we give a discount code on every battery related YouTube video that we make, which is valid for 10 orders per discount code. So the discount code for this video is camping10. We'll also put it on the screen, and it's in the description down below. So if you are interested in anything on our web store, use that camping code. It'll get you 10% off as long as you're within the first 10 orders for that code. But yeah, thanks for watching, folks. And if you have any questions or comments, then leave them down below. We'd love to hear from you. We'll also link the components that we use in this battery, like these USB and 12 volt display, and also the BMS and cells and everything else. So if you're interested in any of the components, then check those out down below, and we would love to hear from you. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Cheers.
Thanks. Cheers.
bye.